It was a rainy night in Seattle, USA. Around midnight, my phone rang. The number on the screen belonged to my best friend, Daniel. Surprised, I answered quickly. "Hello? Daniel, it's me. What's wrong?" All I heard was heavy breathing. After a few seconds of silence, he spoke, his voice trembling with fear. "Mark, they're after me. They're not human anymore. You don't understand, they've changed." His words froze my blood. Before I could ask more, a chilling scream and the sound of shattering glass echoed through the line. Daniel screamed in terror. "They're inside! Oh, God!" Then came inhuman groans, violent struggle, and bone-chilling screams. The last thing I heard was Daniel's broken voice. "Mark, run! Don't let them find you!" The call cut off. Before I could breathe, loud banging rattled my window. I pulled the curtain aside and froze at the sight before me. A pale face, mouth smeared with blood, hollow eyes staring directly at me. A creature no longer human, glaring from behind the glass, head tilted unnaturally. It opened its mouth, letting out a guttural moan that shook my bones. Terror snapped me back. I bolted out of the room into the rainy street. As I ran toward my car, under the weak streetlight, dozens of staggering shadows appeared at the end of the alley, their groans filling the night. I jumped inside the car, turned the key. The headlights flickered on, illuminating someone in the middle of the road. It was Daniel. His clothes were torn, blood dripping from his mouth, eyes black and empty. As he turned toward me, I realized he wasn't alive anymore. Then, he smiled. A twisted, chilling grin that froze me in place. My heart pounded in terror as the shadows drew closer. Creatures surrounded the car, pounding on the windows, snarling. I had only one choice: drive forward or surrender. My trembling hands gripped the wheel, breath rapid, vision blurring. Darkness pressed in, only their groans echoing around me. The engine roared to life. I slammed the gas. Zombies slammed against the hood, flew off, leaving bloody smears across the windshield. Headlights cut through the rainy street, but their groans still chased me from behind. I checked the mirror. They were still coming. My heart pounded as I turned the big street corner. Downtown Seattle's towering buildings appeared, but the streets were eerily empty. No cars, no people, only silence and rain. Suddenly, streetlights flickered, power cutting in and out. Shadows stirred in the distance. In the darkness, I saw them, hundreds of zombies, staggering across the road, blocking the way forward. My breath caught in terror. I hit the brakes. Tires skidded on wet asphalt. The only escape, a narrow right street leading toward the city's edge. Their pale faces twisted into grotesque expressions, jaws hanging open, blood dripping down. Groans and guttural cries filled the street as they dragged themselves closer. Mark's heart pounded as he swerved sharply right, escaping into a narrow side street. Old wooden houses lined the path, their windows shattered, doors hanging broken. Rain hammered the car roof as Mark gripped the wheel. The street was suffocatingly silent, yet distant moans echoed, reminding him the horde was never far behind. Suddenly, his phone vibrated violently. The screen glowed with a familiar name, Daniel. Mark froze, dread coursing through him as he hesitated to answer. With trembling hands, he pressed accept. Static crackled before a guttural rasp came through, layered with heavy breathing and a metallic scraping noise. "Mark, you can't run forever." The broken voice hissed, chilling his blood. The words carried something inhuman, like Daniel's soul was trapped inside the hunger. The phone slipped from his hands, clattering onto the car floor. Mark's breathing grew ragged as headlights revealed an old wooden bridge stretching into the forest. Behind him, the street was filling with staggering shadows. Dozens of zombies poured in, their groans overlapping into a horrifying chorus of death and decay. Mark pressed harder on the gas, the car trembling as it raced onto the creaking bridge. Wooden planks groaned under the weight, each second threatening collapse. Halfway across, the headlights caught a lone figure. Daniel stood in the middle of the bridge, blood-soaked, eyes empty, smiling as if welcoming Mark's doom. Mark's foot hovered over the brake, but fear locked his body. Daniel's empty gaze pierced him, as if the friend he once knew had been swallowed by darkness. The bridge shook violently. Rain poured harder, mixing with the groans of the horde gathering at the entrance, their hunger echoing across the wooden span. Mark slammed the gas. The car roared forward, tires screeching. Daniel didn't move. He stood grinning, arms outstretched, welcoming the collision. A thunderclap split the sky as headlights blinded Mark. For a second, Daniel's figure blurred, neither alive nor fully dead, something trapped in between. The car struck him. Bone and flesh cracked against metal, but instead of falling, Daniel clawed at the hood, his jaw snapping inches from the windshield. Mark screamed, swerving wildly. The bridge groaned louder, planks splintering. Rain washed crimson streaks across the windshield as Daniel clung tighter. The rearview mirror showed the horde flooding the bridge, hundreds of pale faces and rotting jaws crawling closer, the structure bending under their weight. Suddenly, wood snapped beneath the car. The bridge's center caved in, sending beams cracking into the black river below with a deafening crash. The car tilted dangerously, half dangling over the abyss. Daniel's face smeared against the glass, his smile widening unnaturally as his eyes rolled back. Mark's heart pounded. He slammed the accelerator one last time, hoping momentum could carry him off the collapsing bridge into whatever fate awaited. The bridge groaned under the weight of countless zombies. Rain poured like needles, soaking Mark as his trembling hands tightened on the wheel. The car slid forward. From the rearview mirror, Mark saw pale faces swarming closer, their glowing eyes reflecting the lightning. Groans rose louder, a chorus of hunger and death. Daniel stood in the rain ahead, his torn shirt clinging to his corpse-like body, his mouth stretched open, dripping blood, as if mocking Mark's desperate escape. Mark slammed the gas. Tires screeched as the car hurtled toward Daniel. For a heartbeat, Daniel didn't move, only smiling with those empty, soulless eyes. The planks beneath cracked, echoing like thunder. Wood splinters flew as the bridge sagged. Zombies clawed at the car, smashing windows with blood-soaked hands. Mark screamed, gripping the wheel as glass shattered. Rain mixed with blood sprayed inside. Daniel leapt onto the hood, his face pressed against the windshield. The bridge lurched. Beams split apart, sending chunks into the raging river below. Mark's car tilted, metal screeching, while zombies clung tighter, dragging it down. Mark pressed the horn, a blaring cry of defiance. For a second, chaos froze. Then the bridge gave way with a deafening roar, collapsing under the horde's weight. The car plunged into darkness, water smashing through windows. Mark's final breath filled with rain and screams as Daniel's pale hand reached through the flood.